Hello and welcome back to the ARK of E podcast. My name is Noah and I'm joined this evening by a couple members of the ARK of E crew. We've got my cousin, Mr. Patrick J. Blanchard,
Hello.
and my friends, Mr. Evan Tuhig
Hey,
and Mr. Brendan Riley, who may or may not be hearing this at the moment. He is preparing dinner. He will be with us shortly. We're here this evening to take a little trip to the Bone Temple. But before we do that, while we wait for Mr. Gavin Blanchard to join us, anything else you guys have been watching or general thoughts, banter, etc. to open the show?
well, I'll just say I'm fully caught up today as of today on Industry season 4.
Nice. Yeah, you and I have talked a lot about that show off mic, but Gavin, I don't think I ever got him into it, so I haven't really had an opportunity to discuss. But yeah, what are you thinking of season 4 so far?
I think that one of my I always like when you go into a fourth season, you're like, can they just keep the momentum of the show going, of any show, like not Industry specifically? And oh my God, I mean, by the end of the third episode, I'm like, might be one of the strongest first three episodes of the season yet.
They're definitely keeping that pace of like, yeah, seasons worth of content happening in one single episode where you're like, wait, okay, we're here now? All right. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it. It's got that Mad Men vibe of the start of a season where it's kind of like a period of readjustment where it's like, oh, okay, this is different. Hey, not only do we have a lot of new characters, but also like it just has a different feel and vibe. Speaking of Mad Men, I'm sorry, it's very weird watching little Sally Draper on Industry. I'm having some moral moral quandaries, Evan.
Dude,
I'm not okay with it. It's
yeah,
very,
like
especially after this week, man. That was a lot.
the
That was
most
a lot.
gnarly scene on Industry of all time. You have something of my husband's.
Yeah. So that's been a thing. Uh, also, oh my gosh. Stranger Things is over and it's like I evacuated it from my brain. What is Will's older brother's name?
That him as the journalist? It
Yeah,
looks a lot. Okay, okay, he's changed a little bit because I thought, man, is that him? But I was like, no, that's not him. He looks a little greasier, but it's him. He's
Jonathan, excuse me, Jonathan
Jonathan.
Byers.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
finally getting to like actually kind of act a little bit, which is cool. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Gav is now on mic, and I'll say again, Gav, I don't think I ever fully sold you on Industry, but 3 episodes into season 4, it's going strong. You should catch up. You should go back.
I might have to do that.
Yeah. Uh, any other general what we've been watching or things people would like to discuss before we get down to the matter at hand?
Um, anyone watching The Night Manager? We just started that one.
M- Our
Mr. Hiddleston.
mom, our mom is.
It's
Yeah,
good.
we get Kathy on mic to talk with you about
She
it.
was ecstatic about it. She was like, "I was going to go watch all the Stranger Things, but then I saw they were bringing the Night Manager back, and I just had to binge all the old one." I was like, "Wasn't that show like 10 years ago that the
It
first came out or
was
something like that?"
it was a while
Wow.
ago. Yeah, to the point where I believe that came out like post Mad Men Breaking Bad era, or it might have been like right in the final season of one of those.
Yeah.
But it just missed me. And so yeah, I have not gone back. But then, with season 2 coming out, I was like, oh, maybe I'll swing back and binge that. But I have not gotten around to it yet. But you're digging the new season of it?
So when I saw it was another spy show, like after watching like The Agency and then
Yeah, we're
what's the
still
other?
waiting on season 2 of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's and then Black Bag and a whole bunch of other really good spy stuff all
Well,
been enjoying.
slow horses, of course.
I'm a diehard Slow Horses guy.
I haven't caught
Um,
the new season yet, but I want.
Same.
I've been waiting for a time where Becky and I can just like binge it because we've been like, what can we watch with him around and not with him around? So
Dude, it's a great. Yeah, that show is so bingeable.
yeah,
And I just was doing the same thing. I think they might have wrapped up the fourth season right recently. If not, it's
probably yeah.
But the night manager, I was like, I don't know if I want to do another spy show right now. But then I was like, all right, whatever. So we threw it on, and the what I liked that's different about it is it all takes place kind of like locally in pretty much one setting. I mean, there's some shooting off into other areas and stuff, or at least what we've seen so far is like he's the night manager at a hotel, but it's like, does he sort of work peripherally for MI6 or not? And they're kind of like burying the lead on that. And it's cool because it just sort of like all takes place in the hotel, at least so far I've been
Mm-hmm.
seeing. So it's cool.
Where
And yeah, all the heavy hitters, all the English heavy hitters, all the character actors that you love from name your BBC production.
you
It's
know,
great.
Did
uh,
anybody did anybody start Gangs of London season 3 yet?
I never finished season two, so
Oh, okay.
I guess I got to catch back up on that.
Eh.
Um, do I need? Are you saying skip season two and just
No,
jump to season three?
no, I mean like I like the way that season. I didn't know that they were coming with three. So the way that they set it up and end season 2, I'm like, you could just end this entire show right here, and I know I in my head have a good vision of what would happen. But if you're gonna like tell me and you're gonna give me that, then I'll watch it. But I don't need definitely finish season 2 because I feel like it ends pretty well for me at least. Not as high as like season 1 ended, but finish 2, and then I don't know. I haven't checked out. I didn't know. I didn't even know 3 was coming back. I just saw it on an advertisement today when I was on Amazon Prime.
Has we briefly referenced at the end of last episode? Has anybody else checked out Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
I've watched
And
both episodes.
How are we feeling?
It's it's fun. It's the least dour of the Game of Thrones
It's
verse.
I'm having a great time with it so far. Um, and it's a great, you know, double feature with Industry on Sunday nights because they're incredibly different shows. Which is nice. That's what I want from an HBO Sunday night. So,
What comes second? Which shows?
Night of the Seven Kingdoms comes after Industry.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah,
They did it right.
yeah. Also, Night of the Seven Kingdoms is, like half-hour episodes basically, which is different for Thrones, but it's working for him, dude. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
It's doing it's increasing the I want to watch next episode because
Yes, it is. It is.
it
That is
breaks
the
right
one
where you're
thing with
like,
it.
man, that should be
Yeah,
Act 3 right now, right? Like
yeah.
time wise, we should be going into Act 3.
I'm very excited to watch it week to week, but also of everything I'm watching right now, it's the one I wish was a binge, if I'm being honest. But yeah,
I've been waiting for that.
it's really good. But yeah, it's only going to be 6 episodes, so you can just wait a little bit and then at least binge and catch up for the finale. Is
Yeah.
what
that's what I
that
was
would be
gonna
my
do.
move. Yeah.
I don't know if this
Um,
is contrarian, but I think everything after Game of Thrones, well, at least House of the Dragon, I like. I think you said, I think Noah, you said you like House of the Dragon
oh
more.
yeah, I'm
But
fully on board, and I was hesitant. I waited to watch it because I was like that I don't want any more of this right now, and I don't think I got to it until season two was premiering, and yeah,
I,
I'm,
I refer to it as LARPing in Westeros.
fair enough, fair enough. I dig it. I think it's a fun time. Um,
Do you think they're done? Like, could you go back to Game of Thrones now, post the original, like new territory with no novels, like with everybody you had set up? Like, could you do like Arya on her own as an assassin with many faces? Could you do like, Sansa like running the North or whatever? Like,
well,
do you think they're
they
done with
were
that or no?
going to do that, the whole
Yeah.
Jon Snow series, which
I haven't
he.
finished Game of Thrones.
But that one
Sorry, what
fell
was
through
that,
after
bud?
years of production.
Said I haven't finished Game of Thrones yet.
Mm.
Okay, we'll try not to spoil the end of the show for you.
Yeah,
They were gonna
yeah, I
try
like
and
talking about it.
they were gonna try and do a
Spoiler
Jon
alert,
Snow
Jesus
spinoff
comes back
as
from
we
the dead.
Yeah,
yes.
when Ned Stark comes back in season 5, that's probably my favorite part.
No shit.
Listen,
I mean,
Yeah.
this,
come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
listen. There was a point where I fell asleep. I told Noah I fell asleep watching one episode, and I woke up, whatever episode it was, and Jon Snow was dead on the table, and I was like, God dang it! Like, how did we get from where I was to Jon Snow being dead, and I just never went back, and then I've been coerced into being like, hey man, if your whole thing is Jon Snow, maybe go back and watch it again. keep finishing,
Yeah.
keep finishing watching.
But there's still talk of sequel series other than the other one that
Yeah.
failed to materialize.
Hmm.
So
you
you
know,
could, if you had the right story and the right character, and if you want to do a sole point of view and drill down like they have in Night of the Kingdom, like Night of the Seven Kingdoms, you could. You just have to find the correct path.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I just with all the, I mean, yeah, okay, the what happens in the finale. I just feel like there's enough characters that people like that you could be like, okay, well, what happened after the finale with this person, you know? And you could probably bake in like, okay, and they interact with one or two other people that
Yeah,
are fan favorites down the road somewhere else. But it's like, I don't know. I looked at the map of that show one time and realized, yeah, this is a big deal, but there's a ton of other things. Like if I'm playing this as a video game, I'm like, this area is like a tiny little joint compared to the rest of the map of this whole thing. So there's got to be tons of other stuff you could do if you wanted to. But I also understand the goodwill of the people after that season, series ends, that a lot of people are like, hell no, I'm not going to bother with this anymore with what happened that final season. So
yeah. And I mean,
hopefully,
and then like a big thing to overcome. I want to see how this movie coming up. Like, is it next month? I can't remember. Starring Jon Snow and Sansa Stark as lovers.
What
Uh,
movie are we talking about?
it's medieval something. It's like that. It's coming out sometime in first quarter this year.
Okay. I have
hmm.
no
same universe
awareness
or
of
just a
this.
completely different.
No, just completely different world. Just they're cast as lovers, and like it might work. What is it? Speak No Evil worked really well with Scoot and Mackenzie because
Oh
of their
yeah,
history on Halt and
right,
Catch Fire.
yeah.
So like they have a shorthand because they've acted together, but I don't know if an audience will actually get past that whole, well, they're brother and sister, the good brother and sister, not like the Lannisters.
Okay, it's called
What's it coming out on, Patrick?
The Dreadful. The Dreadful follows Anne and her mother-in-law Morwen, who live in solitary, harsh life on the outskirts of society. But when a man from their past returns, oh gosh, hold on a second. He will set off a sequence of events that become a turning point for Anne. Um, that comes out February 20th. The Dreadful.
They're dreadful. Yeah, I can remember its name. It keeps popping up in a bunch of my
It's Kit Harington,
various
Sophie
reels.
Turner, and Marcia Gay Harden.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
And it is a horror thriller.
I
hmm.
I've been enjoying his pivot in industry as like a villain.
Oh yeah.
It's been
He seems to
fantastic.
be having a much better time
I
as an
I
actor.
thought I think a lot more like I'm more excited to see anything else that he does now because of that. In terms of like, oh, this guy's got he
Did
can
you
be.
did you see that Apple series that he's in where it's like it's I can't think of the name of it. He plays like a Steve Jobs Bezos type who like owns this technology that could save our atmosphere, but it's different. It's I don't know if it's like six, 7 episodes. I can't honestly can't remember the name, but it just different things with the environment. But the overall story is that like our planet's like temperature keeps increasing, and he's this tech dude that can. And he's that's the first time I was like, you know
That
what, he could
that
probably be a really good bad guy.
that would be
But
extrapolations
extrapolations, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
from old Stevie Sode's buddy Scott Z. Burns. Yeah. Um, any other TV thoughts, or are we ready to
I'm
kick
all
off the
caught up
main
on the
event?
I'm all caught up on the Sheridan Burst.
Oh,
Okay.
nice, dude. I'm in land. I'm still
Congratulations.
working through it.
Landman 1 and 2, all the
Oh, good, dude.
Yellowstone. I'm all done with it. I can't wait for Marshalls. I can't wait
What
for
about the Mayor
Landman
of
season.
Kingstown and the
No,
Tulsa King? And no, okay, so you're
no,
not. So you're not actually up to date.
no, the Yellowstone Landman verse, not the. I didn't even know Tulsa King or Mayor of that the Jeremy Renner one. I didn't know they were his. So I'll have to go watch them now.
No Lioness.
Yeah, I like Linus. Yeah, I've already seen that. Yeah, I'm sort of like like I finally finished Landman, and then I we I don't know what we started watching the end of Yellowstone, and then they were like, okay, we're going to come back. And then it was like, okay, all the episodes are available. And I looked at Becky the other day. I was like, did we finish Yellowstone? Like, we know what, because I know what happens, but we didn't watch it. I was like, we can just watch it. And I was like, okay. And in that, I went and watched all of Kevin Costner's The West series that he did for History Channel, which was pretty good. It's probably the reason why we don't have a second part of that. Well, the fact that it did terrible at the box office. We don't have that second Western movie
Oh,
he was making.
it exists. They just won't
Won't.
release it. They have
Uh,
not released it, but it is in fact shot and finished. Yes.
okay, good. As long as
Uh,
it's shot and finished and I can see it one day. Just like
it's
Chuck
probably
Hank and
not
the
gonna
San Diego
happen.
twins. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
if I could get that
Um,
out, that'd be great.
on that side note, I did watch the new Toxic Avenger
Oh, is
I've
it
movie.
been,
good?
I was gonna watch that.
It was fun. It was charming enough. It's the closest Gavin and I are gonna get to Chuck Hank and the San Diego
Yeah,
Twins, or at least the
probably.
spirit of it. So I was like, you should check it out now that it's on Hulu. It's a good time. It's still, I don't know. It still feels somewhat compromised, where I'm like, I don't know. It still feels somehow like there were notes in that movie, which is fairly bad shit, but fun. Kevin Bacon, and Elijah Wood and Dinklage, good sense of humor. Taylor Page is really good in it. Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out if you missed it.
Fun fact:
It's on Hulu
Elijah
now.
Wood is in Back to the Future. He's the kid at the arcade.
Yes, in part two. That's correct. Yeah, it's like a
I've been
baby's
getting a
toy.
lot of Elijah Wood stuff on my Instagram
Probably
as I
because
try
you talk about him so much on your phone, and your phone is listening to
to.
you, and
Probably all the
so
spam coming from trying to find things to send y'all anti Elijah Wood, and everything that comes out is pro Elijah Wood.
because
Dude,
nobody has ever.
Yellow Jackets Elijah Wood is
He's
fantastic.
pretty great
Oh
in that.
yes,
So yeah.
He was great in The Good Son.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that
that
too.
too.
No,
He's never
no,
not
no,
been
no,
great.
no.
He's never not. Yes, he is. He's good. Okay, he's not great. He's good in that movie. The movie's underrated, I think. Watch
Okay,
What,
it.
The Good Son?
Rewatch it during. Yeah,
Oh my God, I haven't watched it since I
I
was a freshman in college.
rewatched it in COVID and was like, nah, dude, this is like deeply fucked up. Like I'm
yeah.
surprised they let them do this. And it had like
It could only been
yeah.
made when it was made. It could never be made now.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember that third Kid Cudi album, and like there's the all the sound bites from it. And I was like, I gotta go back and watch this movie now. So I go back and listen to it. I'm like, or watch it. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty fucked up. Like the fact
Yeah.
that you people don't really like that's one probably everybody's Macaulay Culkin blind spot. I would feel like it's either
Hey,
that or the
hey,
Page Master, one of the two.
big Arctober
Page
special
Master's great.
for you new dads. We'll do just straight up evil kid movies. We have to do an evil kid movie on
Hell
this.
yes.
Yes.
Tennis the
Um,
Menace,
of
baby.
all varieties, we can have like, the spawns of Satan, but also, just bad kids, just straight
I
up bad
I have one to
It's
throw out.
Alive 3, Island of the Alive.
kids.
Play all the 28 days, weeks, and years later because all the fatherhood moments in all those movies.
Okay, so you said it's alive, Patrick. Just side note, Primal season 3 is airing on Adult Swim. You can also rewatch it on HBO. Episode 3 of this season, he finds these cave dwelling little things that he has to fight, and they looked like a cross between the It's Alive baby and the things from The Descent, and it was dope. It was really cool. Everybody
It
should
is
be
cool.
watching Primal. Check it out.
There's a kids movie on Netflix right now that's been playing on a repeat in our house that I keep seeing like 10-minute chunks of it, and it's actually kind of great. It's called In Your Dreams. And the whole thing takes place between like shared dreams between a brother and a sister, but it's all like animation stuff. And there's like a stuffed animal. Name is Tony Baloney. It's played by Craig Robbins, and it's I keep like I'm doing like the thing where you're at the back of the room not watching, and then you're watching it. Next thing you know, you're sitting on the couch. So it's
Yeah.
pretty great, Gavin. If you guys are looking for a kids movie, that's not going to be terrible for you to watch.
Okay, yeah, we've been. It's weird, dude. Like I put on so he fell asleep early today because he woke up ass early, and I was like going through Amazon. I was like, you know what? I just really want to watch Varsity Blues. So I started watching it, and he woke up during like the final sequence, and every time the crowd is going crazy, he's just standing at the screen, just clapping.
Well, because
Like,
he's been to a football game.
yeah,
He
he's
knows
been to
what you're
plenty of them.
supposed to
And I'm
do at a
just like,
football
yeah, dude. And
game.
I'm like, buddy, I was like, this is a movie. Like, this isn't real. Because he's seen some, like, we watch football games at the house recently. And he knows when, like, his grandpa Chuck taught him like touchdown and then taught him holding. So like he would do that like as a thing because his grandpa used to be a ref and whatnot. But he would just got up and just started doing that day, and I was like, you could probably watch more stuff. Like you don't understand the language right now, and I'll just fast forward through the tits and acid and stuff. But we could watch whatever we want. But he got really into Varsity Blues at the end of the movie today, so that was pretty cool.
Okay, so the big question is, how old's he got to be before you can take him to the Bone Temple?
Ugh, I don't know.
Spike's age, perhaps
Ye-
12? 12?
Yeah,
Maybe a
maybe
little
13.
older.
Yeah,
Maybe a little older.
yeah.
So we've all seen it. We've all seen it. I saw it twice in less than a week. Um, I don't know where we want to begin. This can be a free for all. We can try and have a structured like go through the plot. How just general thoughts? How we feeling? What was everybody's reactions? I think we're all pretty hot on it. Biggest question mark in the room is Patrick. So maybe we start there. Patrick, what did you think of 28 years later, The Bone Temple?
Not my favorite.
Okay.
I enjoyed 28 years later entirely more.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, the 28 years later, it took in the backdrop of the rage zombie virus. They were very personal, hopeful story, very very introspective that you weren't expecting. Uh, and this one is a lot of bombacity. It's
But
excellent bombacity. It's filmed great. It's great, but it's kind of zombie paint by numbers.
I could not possibly disagree more. I think paint by numbers is the last thing I would accuse this particular movie of.
Cult of personality, killing structure plays through. The governor, Negan, it's all there. A
But
reformed
this,
zombie being brought back. Totally Bud, 1985, Day of the Dead.
I'm not saying we haven't seen these tropes before.
That's why it's paint by numbers. The last one did something new, which I don't know how new it did because I haven't actually seen Cargo, and that might change my opinion.
yeah, I need to watch that
What
again.
what was the new thing in the last one that you think that you saw?
Oh, it was the fact that it wasn't a zombie story. It was a hopeful Odyssey picture trying to
Uh,
save your mother.
but
coming of
this
age.
is far from a zombie story. I mean, they do it pretty well with painting it back to the very first movie where they treat the psychosis and the pain of rage with medications, and they show you what they've been seeing this whole time. So it kind of
That's
revamped the whole
new-ish,
series.
but
When you have
it's
the moment through Samson's eyes and you see what he sees, you now have to go back to every movie before and be like, oh shoot, all of these quote unquote zombies or people that are infected are actually seeing everybody else as the ones that are trying to kill them.
I
it's
think
been done.
this
Bringing Samson back is the same thing as bringing Bud back.
yeah. This is a
I
meditation on
I get that we could say that like is okay, a one-to-one thing that's happened, but the way those things are accomplished, I think, are vastly different and given incredibly different amounts of weight. Um, Personally, I think the Samson Kelson stuff is like some of the best shit I've seen in a movie in a minute, personally. But anyway, sorry,
It
Gavin, I didn't mean to cut you off.
it's
no,
also the better part. You could jettison the Spike stuff and have a better, stronger movie.
I
Well, I mean, I think that they did a pretty good job of making Spike the fifth, sixth lead in this. I mean, I don't even know if we would consider him a lead. He was supportive. There was no part of this where I'm like, this is Spike's story. It was either Ray Fiennes, Samson's, or old Yimmy's
Or
story.
well, even was it Kelly? Was that her name?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Even her
Yimmy Inc.
story a little bit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. Like it almost even focuses on her almost as much as Spike, or maybe even a little more.
I think a little bit more to your point. I think Spike was well down the list of people that this was about.
Yes, but he's indicative because it's through him that we get the Jimmies.
Right.
Without Spike, there's no Jimmies. He's the hook that draws them in. And by the Spike stuff, I mean the Jimmy stuff. You could jettison that and focus solely on Samson the reclamation, and it's a stronger, more personal story.
Man, I love the fact that in 28 years you've got this opening brutal scene with Jimmy, and you don't see him again until the end of it. And this whole second movie, I mean, follows him post all of that. I mean, that was like, man, you just showed us this kid. His whole family got annihilated, and we don't get to see him again. Nope, nope, you do, and he's following Satan. Nah, I think that's great.
So there are things I liked about what you get with Jimmy Crystal and what you don't. The one thing I did not like was that, and the only thing that kept me from giving the movie a 10 was I guess they build it up so much with you see the Jimmy painted on the sides of buildings and things like that. I wanted a little more like lore backstory to his character.
You
And I
want a little
know,
more Messiah?
Do you know who he's based off of? You know who he's based off of,
yeah,
right?
Jimmy Seville, right? The guy,
Yeah.
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 And like that, all that stuff plays great. And I started watching the documentary actually
Oh,
before this.
dude.
So
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
God.
Which
Yeah.
is yeah, which definitely helps like give you a frame of reference, I guess, watching the movie. But I wanted a little bit more about his backstory. But I know you can the same way that when you're watching like The Dark Knight, like you don't really need to know that much about Joker's backstory, right? Like that's it's supposed to be a little bit of a mystery. But I guess I was hoping for maybe a little bit more of like him pre, you know, present day sort of thing in the movie, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I want
Ev, to your point, and I think maybe this would have been cool. Add 10, 20 minutes.
that's it, 10 minutes, that's
Have,
it.
have, have maybe some flashbacks of Jimmy becoming who he is now. That would have been entertaining for sure. I can agree with that. I still think the movie was more so Ray Fiennes and Samson than anybody else, but um, I like that idea of
I think that's the emotional core to this one in the same way that the turn in years to the mother storyline in the third act is a swerve that you don't see coming, and I completely agree with. You mentioned bombastic though, and obviously there's some set pieces in this movie. And some great ones in my opinion. I think you can have different definitions of it. I think that Years is way more bombastic in its filmmaking in the hey, we've got these new crazy iPhone shots every time we do a kill. We're trying to like mimic the aesthetic of like we want to do for, digital now what we did for it back in the day with the original. And I liked that and I loved the Danny Boyle insane like approach. But what I loved about this was I thought it was way more traditionally cinematic, like composed and still. It had a quietness to it that seems like it would be completely in juxtaposition to like all the movies in the franchise, but I was like kind of blown away how much to me I felt like it still felt of this world and felt like it was, you know, totally part of what we've been watching and had a continuity to it while still establishing like its own new visual language and like pace and voice and all of that, which I really went for. I liked the more, you know, composed, still like, long pans, just like framing, etc., as opposed to the quick cutty all over the place. I liked that she didn't go for mimicking the Boyle style at all. She just kind of did her own thing. More the majestic, slow pace of even some of the stuff we saw like in Candyman with the opening and like some of the kills in that as well. But yeah, anybody,
Oh, I
go
was
ahead.
waiting on somebody else to. No,
Anybody can speak.
no, I think it's interesting that I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you kind of have to, I think I've said it before, if you're talking about 28 years later, you have to still kind of include 28 weeks because that's the first time where it's established that like, oh, this is just a thing in England. It's not, it's not a worldwide thing. And then we build
Hmm.
upon that in years. And so for this one to kind of pull back and be like, yeah, this isn't going to be about like it is going to be about the rage virus and zombies, but we're going to flip it and we're going to see like we don't start this movie with a zombie like we hear it but we don't see it. The first thing we see in this is like, okay, kid, you're going to kill somebody here or we're going to kill you. And I don't know. I think we as a everybody who knows zombie movies, we all remember the original Dawn, where like the motorcycle gang comes back in at the end, and you're like, oh, that's really the problem here. It's not the zombies, it's
It's
people, just
people. Yeah.
people. And I feel like this is the perfect thing to be like, the problem is was never going to be the rage virus. It was going to be people because you get that little bit in the original, and then you get like what happens in 28 weeks later, and then you see how people have like if you look at what Jimmy and the I call them the Teletubbies, but what Jimmy and the Teletubbies do versus like where Spike's from and how like there's this whole thing of like charity, it's an inverse of religion, they're doing you a favor, yada yada yada, you know, they're gonna be brutally violent to you for really no reason other than they just came upon you. And like they can dispatch, rage zombies or what infected with ease. And you just look at the differences between like where Spike grew up, what they value in terms of like hunting and making a kill on them versus like this stunted kid who like, you know, I know you guys want more of Jimmy, but if you look at like the first one again, watching the Teletubbies, what happens to him in the church and
Right.
being on his own after that, it's like
I feel like we
that
don't
that
need,
to me
yeah, we
sold
don't
it.
need much
Sold
more
it
Yeah,
than
perfectly
and
to me. It was like that's all you needed. He lived in a world where Jim will fix it was a big thing. He doesn't live long enough to know in this world we don't we don't get that
well,
Jimmy
in this
Seville
world
is
that
like
doesn't
a
happen
terrible
because
person.
Jimmy Seville was
No,
probably infected with rage and
right. So
yeah.
he goes up and think, oh, Jim will fix it. And like he lives his entire life not knowing what a piece of shit that guy was. And so he crafts this whole thing of like, hey, I'm the dude, and he's just a little boy that never grew up. Whereas
I
like Spike's more grown up than him, if you look at
if
it.
yeah, if I could expand a little bit on it, like I felt more anxiety from his seven fingers. Like those they were far scarier to me than
You
kind of he
never really
was.
see him do
You
Right.
anything.
don't do him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything. No,
Yeah,
you're right.
I I get that's what's scary about him is his ability to manipulate people and be a cult leader and all those things. But and I enjoyed how they kind of make him seem kind of pathetic when he's having that conversation with Ray Fiennes there at the like I loved all of
Well,
that, right?
Yes.
The conversation between him and Ray
But
that's
Fiennes is
but
great.
I think I just would want to know what made him. Let's see a little bit more about what makes him the big bad. Obviously, all the things that happen in the farmhouse and in the barn, you get a lot of that. But yeah,
Well,
that's
I
kind
mean,
of like
he speaks subtly as to why he believes he's the son of Satan. You don't know if everybody remembers that
yeah
his dad was a priest and he comes out there a demon, and
yeah
all the
that's
people are following him. So he, at a young age, he thought his dad was actually Satan.
yeah.
no I mean to Gavin's point. I mean at Gavin's point, like I completely agree, and I thought all that worked. I guess I just I wanted to see a little bit more about what made him the big bad
Yeah.
across the land, at least in that little
No,
area.
no,
I
yeah.
don't that's
Yeah.
And I would if they made one, if they did like some retro, I would watch it. I'd watch the shit out of it.
I don't know how much is to be gained by that, like,
No, would it be fun though? It'd be
thematically or
fun.
anything. Patrick,
yeah
I'm
that's
curious because it sounds like the Ray Fiennes stamps and stuff for the most part worked for you. Like the Duran Duran stuff, I mean, like we're on the same page with that at least.
Oh yeah, like
Okay.
I wanted that to be the movie, all of it.
Gotcha. Gotcha. See, and this is what I wanted to ask you about. Given that the Jimmy stuff wasn't really working for you, when it starts to cohere and you see like kind of where it's headed and where it's going to come into conflict, like when they have that sit down scene, which is arguably one of the best scenes in the movie, were you were you into it or were you just kind of like, oh, I see where this is headed. I'm kind of because
It was a mixture of I saw where it was headed. I was but I really wanted to see how the doctor was going to get out of it because
mhm.
there was no way at the end of that conversation, unless something changed, that he was walking away alive. And the motivation of the story at that point brought me into it a little bit more, spite of the Jimminess of it.
Because you've spent enough time with Kelson as a character at that point where it's like there's no world where it's like he all of a sudden like tricks Jimmy and stabs him. Like this guy's a pacifist. Like
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
not going to
yeah.
happen. So you kind of write that off.
I mean, he
And
said
so
that in the
to
first movie.
me, it was this. as you're saying, like you wanted it to all be just him and Samson. Every time we cut back over to Jimmy, I was just like, oh God, just like, oh God, what terrible thing are we going to see next? And so
Yeah.
when we started to build towards them inevitably coming into conflict, when they go to have that sit down, I am absolutely terrified because I'm like, for all I know, he's going to whip out a switchblade and kill Ray Fiennes, which inevitably he actually does. But it's just like, you know, I had this like impending doom every time we cut back over to them, the buildup of like, eventually I know these storylines are going to have to come into conflict, and how is that gonna play out? Really, really worked for me. Even though I agree, I would, emotionally rather just be broing out with with Samson and Kelson on morphine, just chilling out in the Bone Temple. I would much rather just be
Oh,
doing that.
I think you realized early on, Samson or Kelston, one of them ain't making it out. You knew that. Um, I quite enjoyed the way that they decided to go about it. I think they gave Kelson a pretty good homage too on the way out, how he handled that situation.
Yeah.
The way they
Well,
kind of,
oh, go ahead, bud.
oh, sorry, the way they kind of completely subvert your expectations too, when they're, there's the standard what the hero response would be when he's telling them, hey, I need you to, pretend to be Satan and everything. Like there's the standard direction that could have gone, but instead he's like, yeah, all right, I'll be Satan. It's like,
Absolutely.
dude,
Well,
that was
absolutely. In
cracking
the
up.
back of my head, I'm like, well, dude, you have seen all this imagery in the trailer where like Ray Fiennes is like looks like a demon and he's like spitting fire. Like,
This has to
how do
be
we
it.
get to that? Like, what's the context? And then the realization of like, oh, oh, he's literally gonna
He's
have to
Satan.
play Satan. Okay, okay. And but it's gonna be a performance. But what I didn't know, what no one could have predicted, was that we were about to get a fucking Iron Maiden feast. Um, what did we all think of the sequence?
It
Like,
is the best scene of the whole movie. I
it's the
mean,
most metal shit like ever,
it
dude.
was
It was so
amazing.
good. It was so good. I've seen it
And
twice now. I just
they
big
took a
smile
guy.
on my face the whole time.
I actually like the Duran Duran scene slightly better. I think. I mean, indifferent. They're both top notch. The Duran Duran scene, I just was like, oh man, am I really watching this? It was that moment in the movie where I was like, this is beautiful. This is great. Like this is actually happening.
Oh, anytime you drop Ordinary World in any movie or trailer, I am 1000% on board. But when you
Let's
do it
do
with the
that.
two of them like slow dancing
Oh,
in a
dude, it was
field
great.
together, I'm just, yeah, dude.
The
And
Iron
that's
Maiden
like
scene too.
15 or 20 minutes into this movie. That's when I was just like, dude, we're doing so great. We're already up here. Like, I can't believe it. After that cold open, which one of the most like brutal and visceral things I've sat through in a minute, where it was just like, oh fuck,
Oh yeah,
okay, let's all
bleeding from the
right.
artery.
Well, definitely,
But
setting the bar there. Okay.
to your and Evan's point though, like that Iron Maiden scene, I just like you have this character. You're like, okay, he's a pacifist. Is he really going to play into being Satan for a day? And it's like, you know what? I think the only reason, and I think they did a good job of this, that he did play into it was because Samson was now like changing, right? Had he killed Samson, I don't know that he plays into that. I don't know that he does it.
the the whole is just letting a guy like having he's played Voldemort, he's played I just watching this guy like being allowed to use all of his powers in one scene is just what was so awesome about it. Like that's what blew me away. Like this guy's I'm assuming he's done probably a shit ton of theater things too in his life, and it's like let this man cook for the next 5 minutes, and that was couldn't have been any better.
Yeah, that was like Voldemort, Tooth Fairy,
Yeah.
everything just all rolled into one. Just completely batshit.
Well, and if you've never seen A Bigger Splash, that's the other iconic Ray Fiennes dancing
Yeah.
movie, where he does a number to the Rolling Stones, which is like pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's the move. It's
Yeah.
the with the arms or
Yeah,
whatever.
he just knows how to move his body, dude. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I was all the fact that they use almost the entirety of the song. It's like a slightly edited down version. Um, but the fact that he's essentially performing live and then it culminates with like when they're doing the guitar solo finisher and he whips out the barbell with the like with the coals in it and is just spewing sparks everywhere. Yeah, it was it was great.
Yeah,
Again, the
like
fact that that is the climax of this movie for me was just like, dude, that I did not have that on my bingo card. You know what I mean? Like that to me, there's nothing rote about that. I've never seen that in a movie. Uh, and I just yeah, loved it. Absolutely crushed for me. And then obviously we have how the ending plays out, which we knew it was going to be semi-tragic. As Brendan referenced earlier, though, when you have Samson come in, um, and speaks to him again. We didn't get into all the details of like the moon moment earlier, which is beautiful. But when he's like, Kelson, thank you, and then walks away with him as Jimmy is crying again with the, Father, why have you forsaken me? Mirroring the opening of Years, I was just like, dude, they crushed it. This was great. Like, you know, loved this. And then for me, it was just a cherry on top. How does everybody else feel about the last 4 to 5 minutes of this movie?
Amazing. And I mean, obviously the writing is, incredible. All the sidebar stuff when he's, standing in the other room teaching his, I get which is obviously his daughter. I just yeah, I mean it's amazing. I mean, it
This was the
totally
chief
sets
chief reason I had to go see it a second time, was because when this scene happened, I was so just like, It's him. It's him. Like my brain blanked and I wasn't hearing any of the dialogue he was saying. I was just like, that's Jim. That's oh, they're doing this. Oh, well, holy fucking shit. Uh, yeah. So that's the main reason I wanted to go back a second time. Is I was like, I didn't process anything that happened in that scene except for the very end of it when the score kicked in and and the daughter's like, "Do we help them?" And he's like, "Of course we do." And I was like, "Give me three right now! Like,
yeah,
where
yeah.
is it? I need it." Um,
Have you guys been
yeah.
following the box office? Because ever since the end of the movie, I've just been like, God, I really hope that enough people show up to this that they actually make the next one in a
l-
relatively close time period.
luckily, it's doing good internationally, like on par with what it's doing here or better. I think it's gonna creep to like 70 or 80, which hopefully is all it needs. I
Setting
think the
around 50 right now.
yeah, I think the promise of uh Killian at the end and him actually being in it and being an executive producer on all three of these presumably gives it a little more juice to actually happen. But yeah. And sorry, I didn't mean to just I feel like we might have stomped over all of it. Other gym reactions. Gav, Patrick,
Well,
Brendan.
the first thing Becky said was like, where was she? I was like, dude, they'll let you know where she is. She is there.
Yeah, yeah.
She's
They're
Well,
fine.
they're
maybe.
working out the
Maybe.
contract for Naomi Harris. I
Yeah.
hope
Yeah.
because that's a huge missed opportunity if they're just like, yeah, she died off screen in between movies. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, literally my favorite character in the entire franchise.
Yeah.
You're just gonna do that to her? Okay, cool. Cool.
I
Yeah.
told Noah I hope she's like down in the woods somewhere and just starts picking off the
She's the one yeah,
infected.
when they start out, like they're gonna be like, we're out overwhelmed, and she's just gonna be there like in the mask from the first one that she first saw him in with a machete just going to town. You're like, oh, here's Selena. She was just out getting firewood or
Now
something.
that would be very trope esque there, Patrick. That
It
would be
would.
trope esque,
Yeah.
and I would be here for it.
I don't know. I need some subversion of a trope for to work with me at this point.
The I don't know, the gym spotting. I think I like looked at the screen and looked at Noah, looked at the screen, looked at Noah. I was like, he's back. I mean, I knew it was because you had heard that he may be coming back, but like seeing it is a whole another thing. And I swear, my brain. I don't know why it works this way. It tries to find the fallacies and the connection between movies. I don't know if everybody else's brain that works that way, but like the fact that they connected the rage to the medication to it being a virus from the first movie. Jim's back. They've been sitting out here. The daughter that they had, like, they did a very good job connecting this universe, this world. Loved all of it. Thought it was great. I just
Yeah,
hope
it
they land the
wasn't
plane.
forced. it looked like even this, it probably isn't, of course, because I think they were close to a big body of water, but it looked even like the original farmhouse that they're in at the
Yeah,
end,
Yeah, at the
28.
very end. Yeah.
I
Um,
mean, and the cabs parked outside.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that too. Yeah,
I,
yeah, man. Garland, hell of a writer. What can we say? Man knows continuity.
dude, yeah, and I mean, presumably, I guess that's my other question. I think what was on the table is obviously Killian comes back, but also Danny Boyle comes in and finishes up the third one. After seeing this movie, is there anybody else who's like, kind of just want Nia DaCosta to finish it up? I was gonna say,
As far as the movie goes, yes. As far as like finishing out a great series, I guess there's some homage to be paid there that I wouldn't mind.
yeah, I mean, it makes sense for him to come back in, obviously, or or option B, Alex Garland just directs it,
yeah,
which
exactly.
I think it would be cool to get a written and directed by Alex Garland to close it all out. Yeah, but who
What
knows?
Danny Boyle's just a cinematographer or something. They
Dude,
kind of
I
do it.
mean, yeah, seriously, that would be cool, and he probably would be down to do that. But yeah,
This
I say that dude's like 70, like pushing, like in his late 70s, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. Not a young man.
this is probably my favorite movie that I've seen this past year. And by year, I mean like 365 days, not like 2026.
I start because it's so close to us having done our list, I did kind of start thinking, I was like, well, dude, if I had to stack it up
Hmm.
against my movies from last year, I'm like, I think it would eat, I personally would
Very high.
definitely crack my like top 15, if not higher. It definitely
Yeah.
would be higher than years for me personally. Now, I do think we're in a bit of a, um, you know, you can have the you can have the Star Wars versus Empire conversation of like, oh, Empire's better, but then you have the school of thought of like, but it builds on, one can't exist without the other, blah blah blah. You got to go with the original, those sorts of arguments. I do agree that like to a certain extent, the the ways that this movie to me gets to just soar are all due to years and the setup. It's like the fact that this movie can hit the ground running without a ton of like exposition and like even reorienting ourselves. It's like very much like in media res right afterwards. It's almost like you could watch this in a binge, like as a continuous with with years, this new trilogy that we're getting. Uh, so I, I would like to see that like pick up basically in three, but also the fact that we're not getting these productions like super close together. I'm wondering if it's going to be more of a, you know, it's not 28 years later, part three. It's like maybe we do a bit of a time jump and Spike has been with Jim and because that kid's getting older, I don't even know if the script for three exists. I don't know what the production timeline is. I'm very curious, but
My
yeah.
my hope is that they connect or they bring back Aaron Taylor Johnson for the last one as well.
So, yeah, Brendan said this in the theater, and I was like, dude, same. First time I watched it. Did anybody else, when they have that sequence early with Samson, where we see what he sees through his eyes, but the guy that he does that to, that he rips, goes immediately into the eyes and rips the head off of, is a brown, bearded, long-haired dude. And so when he's running in the woods initially, I was like, oh, that's Aaron Taylor Johnson. That's the dad out looking for Spike, even though I keep forgetting that it's like, no, they have the whole rule where it's like, no, you can't go, like, we don't send people after you. So I was like, oh, is that him? And then he's getting his head ripped off, and I was like, I don't think that's him. But I thought that was
I
still
was
on the
like, yo, that
table
was
for this
quick.
one. I was like, oh,
That was
he
real
might
quick.
be like the second or third lead because I didn't know really anything going into this, and I was like, maybe he'll be an element, maybe he won't. Um, but it would be very curious if it goes that direction in three, where it's like, okay, he's had how many different Spike has had how many different father figures? His own, in his eyes, piece of shit dad, who's a bit of a piece of shit. Then he goes straight to Jimmy. Well, in between there's Kelson, then Jimmy, and then Jim. Uh, and then maybe there is a thing of like he has to choose ultimately which path based on the different and we didn't really mention that, but like we do have kind of a generational thing. Like, you know, Kelson mentions that like I can't, I don't even really remember the time before this. I don't remember like my day-to-day life, et cetera, et cetera. Jimmy's somebody who essentially grew up only knowing a little bit of the world beforehand, not really having much of a conception of it. And then you have Spike, who was born into all of this as well. So you've got kind of all these different aspects of like how it affects generations of people. Uh, and
You
then
could go into
one,
that with Jim's daughter too, because she seemed to be around
right,
closer to Spike's age. I would like to see
yeah,
that because I don't think you have. That's the one thing which is great. We've done a ton of like father men, whether growing up, whatever, whatever. But like, give me that. Like, we don't have a female's perspective of growing up in this
Kelly.
world yet.
I
You
want
know?
Kelly. I want to know more
But yeah,
like the Kelly
yeah.
character. She was super interesting. I loved there's like a lot of mystery obviously around her, but you get little flashes of like, okay, this person probably had a little bit of a life before she came into this group.
yeah.
Anyway, I wanted more of
But
like
she's
that
also
character.
like mad that she gets sent away and is going to miss Charity. Like she was really into whatever the
Yeah.
fuck was about to
Yeah.
happen.
Well,
There's
I
also
also
that aspect to her too, which I think is pretty interesting to bring into
Interesting.
the
Yeah.
third movie.
well that and it's like I don't know about the other fingers, but Jimmy Ink Kelly, she believes.
Oh yeah, she was full on like, no, I am a Satanist. We're still doing this for Satan,
Yeah.
basically. And I
Uh,
don't know. Yeah, I am curious how much Kelson at the very end being like, no, it's just us. Like there's nobody else here. How much that like actually imprints on her, we'll see.
yeah.
But but
But I
yeah.
mean, throughout, like she believes. The other fingers seem like they're in for it because murdering across the countryside. That's fun. Like no rules. You get to do what you want. It's fun. You can be your most amoral self and everything's cool. No, no, she believes. Like she is in it for the Satan. She knows that the promised kingdom of filth is coming, and she wants it. Like
Her
more
line,
than Sir Jimmy Crystal.
her line about Jimmy, like three-quarters of the way through the movie. You ever get the feeling this guy's just full of shit? Dude, I laughed out loud.
That was the other problem that I had in that. Okay, like I said, like it is not my favorite of the two, uh, but I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed the movie. I don't want to denigrate the fact I did enjoy the movie.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, However, I was the only one in a semi-packed theater who was laughing at certain points, like when Kelson turned it up to 11. I'm like, really? I'm the only one laughing?
Very
I
funny
laughed my
movie,
ass
like
It is
off.
very
throughout.
funny. I
Very
was
funny
dying, and
movie.
I'm the
Yeah.
only one laughing. Uh,
Noah and I were having a great time with it the
I
whole
was
Yeah, but you
time.
got to wonder how many people from I don't know Gen Z have seen this as Spinal Tap, though. I mean,
I was
true.
not in a Gen Z audience.
Or
I
or
was in a pure Gen X audience.
okay.
I was like, I'm looking around, I'm like, I might be the young Gen Xer here at 50.
I I had a pretty good audience where we saw it. Like the people in the couple rows in front of us were like they were at all the right points. They were kind of like laughing and losing their shit. And then when Jem comes in at the end, they're all super excited. So I thought that's why I thought it was going to be a better showing at the box office because our theater at least was, and I saw it like a week or two, a couple weeks after it came out, and it was still like pretty
yeah,
packed.
I genuinely I thought if anything, because it didn't dethrone Avatar, which I thought would be pretty easy to do at this point. I think I only did like 13 or 17 or something opening weekend. And then the following weekend, I was like, well, maybe people were hesitant because it's like, oh, it's a sequel, it's January, maybe this isn't good. But I'm like, but the word of mouth on it's going to be incredible. So maybe it'll have like hardly any drop off the following week. And then no, it fell off a complete cliff. It made like 3 million the next weekend. And I was just like, dude, I I don't I don't know. I feel like people missed the boat and I don't know why. Maybe it was too close.
That's one of the arguments that I've heard about it, that it was too close to give people time to breathe. The fact that even though it made more money, uh, 28 years later was a very divisive film for the fan base.
Oh yeah,
And this one,
that
strangely
doesn't
enough,
help
it
that
has the
cause.
drop off. It has like critical praise that years didn't. This one is like rising in that esteem, and people don't like critics.
Yeah, there is a bit of that for sure. Um, but yeah, I think with years it was partially, and that's part of what I loved going into that theater. I didn't know what I was going to get. Like I truly did not know what the movie was going to be until I sat down and watched. I thought they did a great job with the marketing, which is very hard to do in today's landscape, to not just like give everything away.
Yeah.
Um, and the discovery of that was part of what I thought worked so well about it. And I will say, I think, and I like Years a lot. Um, and of course, I rewatched it the night before I went to go see Bone Temple. And one of the other biggest compliments I can pay to Bone Temple is I think it retroactively like makes Years even stronger. Like, and part of that is the Garland continuity between the two screenplays, obviously, but like having more of the scope of the story we're telling overall, particularly in regards to kind of where they're taking where they take the Samson Kelson relationship and the idea of the virus as a whole. Um, I yeah, I I really dug it. Really, really fucking dug it. Gav, I feel like you've
Um,
talked the least. Any other big takeaways?
I'm really happy for her in general, just being able to come in and do this because that was the main thing I was worried about was like, okay, she's not a nobody, but like handing this off to somebody else. And that's why I was like, go see it, want to get the word out for people to see it. It's because I want a third one. I know we're going to get a third one based off everything I've read about what Sony decided to do in December. But like, I was concerned with like, how's she going to get her own vision in here? How's she going to play around in this world? Because yes, you want to, again, I said earlier, you got to kind of include 28 weeks in this to set up 28 years. That being kind of independent of these three, I'll call them three because I'm looking at 28 days, years, and then Bone Temple. But so I don't really count the whole Fox Atomic experiment with that. It is what it is. But I'm really happy for her with what she was able to do. Looked amazing. I the Brendan brought up with the whole like seeing what he sees rage wise. That was particularly I appreciated that over just like a red, just being everything being red. Um, and again, like you said, cinematic, beautiful. I I could I would be on board if they were like, yeah, just let her do the next one and we'll be done with it. But I would love to see Danny Boyle come back and Cillian Murphy come back because it's one of these we've talked about it before. This changes everything for this quote unquote genre, even though it's not a zombie flick, it's a rage virus. So for it to kind of come full circle and be like, okay, we're having this chance to put like a bookend on what we started, in the early 2000s, and we're able to do it here, almost 28 years after we started all this. I think they could probably do the thing of like, hey, we've had a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but like we kind of did this for the genre and we're gonna bookend it. And what more do you need to say or do with this genre of post-apocalyptic zombie thing? We know it. I said it earlier. These writers, directors, the people who make this know that like really at the end of the day, it is about the people that are left that are, that's where the stories are. It's not about the zombies themselves. I appreciated all the medical stuff of, you know, him taking his time toiling over figuring out what was what. And I believed all of it with what was set up in 28 years. I'm like, okay, this guy's been out here forever. I don't question anything he says. If he says he has a cure, he does because he's been doing this with the bodies and paying homage and all that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm fine with the timeline. If we could get this shot in really quickly in July, August, and then move it into post the back half of the year and get it again in January of next year, that'd be perfect. I don't hate it. I wouldn't hate it at all.
Yeah. Um, any other thoughts on the Bone Temple or the franchise at large? I think we've lost Brendan for the evening.
I'm
Pretty
dead,
sure.
probably. Chicken was ready.
Yeah, or dinner was ready, one of the two. Um,
Oh
any
yeah,
other? Oh,
did we? You saw it twice. Do you know? Did we get anything with the girl that Spike let go? Did they go after and get her, or she's
Nope.
I mean, she's in the wind. She could
in
come
the wind?
back
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
potentially. Yeah.
No, I mean I don't need her to. I do appreciate that. That was one of the things I was thinking. Like, you know what? They have really done a good job of explaining to me that, like, if you don't know this by now, it's not the zombies, it's the people that are the problem and like the scarier of the two.
See,
But having them introduce a whole new bunch and then within 2 seconds, one guy's gone, they're like, fuck him, leave him, he's done. They get home and it's like, oh, by the way, you
dude,
know,
when they come
everybody.
home to
Yes.
that shit after the shit they just got out of, and also to your point earlier of like the Jimmy legend within this like
Yeah,
area, I kind of got the vibe. It's not
they
explicit,
know who he
but I
is.
kind of
Yeah,
got the vibe that as soon as they walk in and they see, these blonde-haired fucks in tracksuits, like they
or
know we're fucking
bad time.
dead. Like, yeah,
Like,
this is not gonna end well for us. Um, was definitely the vibe I got.
Me
yeah.
too.
Dude, we didn't really talk about the barn scene at all.
I think we actively all avoided talking
Avoided
about
it,
Charity,
Yes.
like, and now for the removing of the shirt, dude. Just
dude.
yeah.
What when they give the guy the chance to pick who he's gonna fight, I was like, don't pick her, do not
Again,
pick
you know
her, do
exactly
not
where it's
pick
headed,
her,
but the payoff, yeah.
do
Uh,
not pick her.
dude, when she's just like toying with them
Slices
and
the
he
arm.
goes in,
Oh,
oh God, there is so much excruciating shit in there. But at
the
the same time,
Teletubby thing with
yeah.
he goes off the Teletubby speech. Jeez, I don't know. Does anyone have it memorized yet? Because
Oh
the
no,
cameras in the
in
television,
their tums, yeah.
they're
Oh my God. Yeah, which is, I mean, Ray Fiennes and Jack O'Connell, uh, just absolutely crushing
Could you imagine
throughout this movie.
if you got 28 years in 24 and then you got this last year, this and Sinners in the same year? Could you just imagine people be like, who the fuck is this guy?
yeah.
Like, where did he come from? It's like,
Yeah.
well, he's
You
been
know,
here for a
it
minute,
is
but
it
hey,
is
there you
close
go.
enough that I have seen that on the internet. Even though it's 9 months in between, people are like, "Who is this guy? Where did
Right.
he come from?" And then people in the know go, "Dude, Skins, of course."
You're right.
Yeah. When in doubt, look at the cast of Skins. Some if they're British, they were probably on it. So,
If they're that age,
of a certain yes, of a
they were
certain
doing terrible
generation.
teenage stuff.
Okay. Aaron Kellyman, who played Jimmy Ink, uh, I truly, now that I looked at her, I'm like, oh, I totally recognize her from Solo, The Green Knight,
Yeah,
and a
dude.
bunch of other stuff.
She's
But
Yeah,
I
I
did
when I did
not
that, yeah.
realize that that is that actress. I just discovered that right now. Okay, that's
Because
wild.
when she pulls the hair off at the end, you can actually see her kind of red hair, I think, in the back
Yeah,
for the just a moment. But yeah, that would have like tipped it off a little better because I was like, damn, no,
yeah. I
I
was
didn't
like,
recognize.
I do actually know her from a
Well,
bunch of stuff.
it bothered me during the movie. So like as soon as the lights came back up in the theater, I was like, okay, break out the phone, IMDb. Where do I know this? Oh, okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And also Shia Lewis Perry as Samson. Um, but probably my favorite part of the Iron Maiden sequence is during the guitar solo, we hard cut over to Samson emerging from the train car after he has slaughtered,
yeah.
Everybody.
a bunch of them, just completely covered in blood, dong out in the moonlight. I think is maybe my single favorite shot of the year so far. That's up there.
That
Yeah.
was my actual existential moment of dread
Yeah.
because I was like, oh God, everything that just everything that this part of the movie went through is now for naught because he's backslid. He is fully encompassed by the rage virus again. Was
Yeah,
my
no,
dread at that moment.
We're
I
curious
would
about that. Very curious.
yeah, we were curious too because like, he's getting bit in that train car sequence after he's seemingly come back
Yeah.
fully almost to consciousness and he gets bit, he gets blood all over the face, he's covered in it, obviously. But it's like, are we saying that there's some, possibly the cocktail that he gave him, and it's like once you come out of it, you have some kind of like herd immunity now or
Yeah.
something, and he's just like good to go, and so he's.
Either that or waiting for the psychosis drugs to wear off, and then he
I,
goes back
That was
I,
crazy.
that was the other question, yeah.
I don't think he's good to go. Because it's either a case of when he was talking to the doctor, it's a maybe a reemergence, but I think it's kind of a merging with the way of his posture, like that is still inside of him, and he can release it, like he did that we didn't see when he was
Right.
fighting.
Yeah.
Like it's a new breed of human, if you will.
Also, is this guy that big in real life? Because he
Yeah.
is
So okay.
Oh
So I
yeah.
looked this
gigantic
up.
on the
He's
screen.
pretty
Yes, I
huge.
looked this up. He's 6'9" and he's an MMA fighter. Yes, no
So yes,
bullshit. I looked him up. Yeah, and watching him talk, he just like, seems like a nice guy, but he's just a big
Oh,
scary.
all the interviews with him and Ray Fiennes are incredibly charming.
dude,
Great.
Oh,
that's
I
a
need to see. I
massive
want to watch
human
one of those
being.
now. Yeah, I was watching him. He was like hitting mitts and stuff like that in the ring. I was like, that is a scary person.
Oh, oh my gosh, dude. Shy Lewis Perry, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
six foot nine, like 280 or something like that. He's a pro football player, basically.
So
Like,
I saw it twice within 1 week. They're but at the same theater, but they're both in different theaters at different show times. So the second time in the large format, even more intimidating. But like when there's the early like conflict scenes or whatever, and you're just like tight in on him with the eyes bulging and
oh yeah,
like the
the
standoff
mic.
between him and Kelson and the whole fucking like everything is shaking. It's like, dude, that with the audio, it's hard not to just be like, oh my God, dude. Oh, what the fuck's gonna happen? I'm fucking terrified. Yeah. Great,
Dude,
great shit.
the thing that he does, I love the shot from 28, the first one, 20 years later, when he's on the hill, there's the single tree, and what
Yeah.
he's doing with his hands on his side, there's just like unnatural the way he's holding his hand. I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome. What a great choice. Like,
Yeah, and you see the scale of him next to all of the like normal infected. You're just like, whoa, that guy. Yeah, the first dude that still hits even at home, but that sequence in the theater the first time in years where they come over the hill and I was just like, dude, I no. It was one of those like we talked about with Warfare, dude, where I'm like, no, dude, I'm so dead. I wouldn't even have I would immediately trip and fall. There's no way I could outrun them. I would be dead so quickly. Like yeah, that shit's so
That
stressful, man.
that
It's
scene where he's
so
like on the
stressful.
train in the flashback, and he's like, "I don't have my ticket," and
Yeah.
then he just pops off. I was like, "Oh, this is great! This is great." That was part of the action that I very
Good
curious
stuff.
how it was going to turn out, but I love that scene.
Yeah.
what the other thing that just I had nothing but questions for was the when Ray Fiennes is doing the dance and he blows the dust in their face. We were
Yeah.
talking about that for probably 10 minutes. Like, well, was it cocaine? Was it some sort of like was it dope of some kind? Like what was it a downer? Like what was he blowing in
Dude,
their
some
face?
some
I assumed it
version
was some sort
of
of
MDMA.
hallucinogen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
wasn't quite sure what, but yeah.
And
Something
then
that it didn't play
also
up from
how
their
was he doing it?
viewpoint, but something that would enhance his fire performance.
Yes.
Definitely. But I was curious because like with the movements, like he's doing so many movements. I'm like, where's the, because I don't know if I assume maybe they shot it in a bunch of different shots. It seemed like a lot of it was one continuous shot at points. I'm like, how is he doing all the movements? And then he's got it. Where is he? I'd want to watch it like several times, but where he pulls that stuff out, like, it was fucking awesome, man. That scene blew me away. Like,
So
how
good.
is he doing all of it? Yeah.
It's a literal showstopper. It's great shit. Um, all right. Any final thoughts on Bone Temple?
Go see it.
Yeah, we all
Yeah,
recommend
seriously.
if you've already seen it, maybe go give it another look. See see if we could keep
I would go
raise the
again.
box office just enough to
Just
guarantee it. But
it was
like
it was your
like we said,
$13 that made them make the movie.
dude, yeah. But like we
I
said, it
tallied up
seems like
all of
three is
the.
definitely happening. Sorry, Gav, go ahead.
No, I was saying I tallied up all of the AMC gift cards Dad had given us in the past like 5 years for Christmas. It's like $280. So Becky and I'm like, we're gonna go to the only AMC in Columbia, which now has been retrofitted for all the nice leather chairs that like roll out or whatever.
Nice.
So we did that as an afternoon, just the two of us. So yeah, not a spot for AMC or anything. I would definitely. There's probably a better experience in AMC theaters, but go see it wherever you can.
The
Um,
whole Regal versus AMC.
Yeah.
looking ahead, is anybody planning to go see Send Help, the new Sam Raimi?
Yeah, I want to try and see that.
Okay. I was gonna say that's the only like one that's on my radar that's like imminent that I thought we might have some interest in. Patrick, you plan on catching that?
I'm not sure.
It's
Like,
kind of a fencer for me. I mean, I love Rachel McAdams, but I saw the trailer for this and I was amped because I just heard Sam Raimi has a new movie, and
yeah,
obviously I don't expect them to give away everything, but I was like, I kind of wanted more straight horror. I don't know why I'm saying that because it's not really what I like from him. I like the mix of the comedy and
yeah.
the gore. But I'm gonna give it a shot. I know it got seemed like it got pretty good early notices.
Yeah, I'm down to go now.
I think, but yeah, I think that's
Did you guys talk
the
the
next
riff on the
thing.
last one?
Oh yeah,
Oh
I
no, we
was gonna
didn't.
bring up
I
a
do want to go
few.
check it out. Was it good?
Yeah, I really dug
No,
it.
go check it out. I guess
It's
stream
good.
it, whatever you want to call
I
it.
got
But
my I got my take. It's great meat and potatoes for me
Right.
personally. Maybe throw some rosemary and thyme on those potatoes. Maybe
Yeah, yeah,
season
yeah.
it up just a little bit. That's my only. I mean, you had all the parts there because the cast is great, and like you're just kind of doing like an old school setup, and it's one of those things where I was like, I liked it. You guys could have just like elevated it a little bit more, and we could have just like knocked this out of the fucking park, and this would be like a new classic to add to the heap of mid 90s action movies, but just like done today. But it was fun. I don't know that
Yeah,
I'll watch it again. I guess that's my biggest thing is like you want to come out of this going like, dude, yeah, I'm gonna fucking go back to that all the time. And I'm just like, it was great while I was watching it for the most part. Don't know if I'll go back to it. But yeah, you should
I'm gonna
definitely
play it on
watch it.
repeat. After I watch, I'm gonna just let it repeat so that everybody that worked on it gets their money.
gets their
Oh yeah,
bonuses.
Yeah.
artist equity, of course.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I'll
what?
go throw it a bonus
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, just leave it on. Go to sleep with it on. I don't know how they're counting that. What they have it. I've been trying to find what viewership number Netflix wants them to hit to like
They talk
have that.
about it.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you seen the interview where they talk a little bit about it, Gavin?
No, I haven't.
So there was they were on Rogan and they talked about what metrics had to be hit, but they're counting on 10% of viewers to watch it more than once for them to
Okay.
basically hit their mark. And so
Hmm.
I was like, that's probably gonna happen. I bet they probably already hit that.
I would
It's
Yeah.
just
assume
so.
so. It probably did that like the opening weekend.
But
Um,
the first 10 minutes of that movie, I was like, this is gonna be god awful until Matt Damon starts giving the. And I was really, yeah, dude. I was so worried. And then Matt Damon starts throwing out the weird, like random numbers to each different person. I was
I
like,
don't know if y'all can hear me,
almost.
but I still haven't seen it yet. So I put you
Oh,
guys on
sorry, I
mute.
won't say anything. Sorry. Brennan, get past the first 10 minutes. I almost shut it off. I was
it
like, this
just
is
it's a little shaky because it honestly starts in such a way where I was like, who edited this? Like what happened?
right,
Who made these decisions? I'm like, this is Joe Carnahan. I was like, this is the guy who has one of my favorite cold opens in crime movie history in Narc. That opening foot chase
Yes.
sequence is the
yeah,
most like, what the fuck? Like gets you immediately anchored into that movie. So yeah, this starts, Brendan, and you're gonna be like, dude, oh, Netflix, not good. This
Netflix,
is
no,
not
dude.
good. Just give it a minute. Just stick with it because it is definitely worth watching.
It subverted my expectations a little bit after that first 10 minutes. And I was like, okay, I'll hang with this. And it was a great hang. And I feel like, I was like solid for a Netflix stream and straight to streaming sort of
Yeah,
situation.
I'll be interested after Brendan's seen it. There's a lot of twists and turns. I'm very curious how predictable he will find some of them, given that, as he mentioned, he's a stickler. But yes, The Rip, we definitely give a recommendation to. The Bone Temple, we give a big full-throated recommendation to as well. Uh, what else have I seen new this year? I think those are the only two 2026 films I have seen thus far. I was able to finally catch No Other Choice from Park Chan-wook, which is in
Okay, how
theaters for
good?
most people now. I loved it. It was great. The dude doesn't know how to not make just absolute banger movies. I highly recommend it. This one is the funniest in quite some time. Probably since like Thirst, I would say. But it's got, I mean, oh my God, man. Some of the just the sheer filmmaking on display. It's it's, it's mind blowing. It truly is. There's multiple times where you're just like, I would never. I don't know how you think of shots like that. I don't know how you conceive sequences like that. But just like never seen that in a movie before. And it's again, everything he does feels so effortless. Like it is show offy, but it's not because it's so just like, oh yeah, he just did that. Like while he's doing five other things over here tonally and juggling all this other shit, but he just makes it like look so easy. That also, I still have not seen all the movies I wanted to see from 2025. But Bai Hun Lee in that might be my favorite lead actor performance of the year. A guy I've always enjoyed, but I did not know. It's because I I've seen the big things that have crossed over here from the Korean market, but I haven't seen everything he's done. He's basically like the Tom Cruise of Korea, or probably even more like mainstream than that. Probably more like a Tom Hanks if Tom Hanks still had a like mainstream career now kind of thing. But he's beloved there. I did not know he was this fucking funny. His comedic timing and like physical comedy in it I I was not prepared for it. This dude is the badass assassin from I Saw the Devil. That's what
Oh, I
I know
love
him
that
as
movie.
like
Okay.
the cold, calculating, you know, badass motherfucker or the villain in a lot of like American action movies and shit. But he's hysterical in this and also, does a lot of other things too. Very, very incredibly well. I also the actress who plays his wife, who I believe I've seen in a couple other things, they're both just phenomenal. Great, great movie. Highly recommend it. It should be streaming, I guess, soon. But it is officially now the highest gross, or excuse me, the second highest grossing Korean film in U.S. history behind only Parasite. So while it did not get the Oscar nomination for foreign language film, did not get the Korean submission, unfortunately, uh, it has been a huge box office success, which is a good thing for Park, even though, again, it should have been nominated and he arguably should have been in the five for directors this year, which he pretty much should be anytime he makes a movie, but that is what it is. That
Are you counting this a 2026 movie for the Ark of E?
Oh no, no, no. It's definitely a 2025. I'm just saying I just finally got to see it because it finally just went wide. But no, it
That's why I was asking, is because like I was just now all the theaters are starting to offer it near us, and so I was like, is this
yeah,
2026 year
no,
or is
because
this like a
all of its awards consideration already happened. Like it was already up for Globes and all that. It just didn't get any of the Oscar noms, unfortunately. That's really my biggest excuse me. And also catching up on 2025 stuff. Not that I was watching it for year-end consideration or anything, but I finally watched Together. Anybody else see Together?
It's
The
still on my list. I keep meaning to.
the Dave Franco, Allison Brie merging couple movie. I think it's on Hulu if you have access to Hulu and you want to watch it free streaming. I was kind of meh on it, but make of that what you will. I don't say it's not worth watching, but I like my body horror a little more practical, let's put it that way. Like, if you're going to do body horror, I would like for you to invest some time into some latex effects, not a bunch of CGI horse shit. But that's just me. That's just something that I enjoy. Okay. Oh, and I did see Blue Moon. Finally
Oh
caught
yeah,
Blue Moon.
okay, yeah.
Richard Linklater's Blue Moon, which Ethan Hawke is nominated for Best Actor. So I had to check out my boy. I loved it. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be everybody's cup of tea. It's very abrasive. Um, and it is like what very play-like, obviously. It's chamber piece. There's only a couple cast members. It is wall to wall the Ethan Hawke show. So you're either like, yeah, I'm into this, or I could see some people like kind of tuning out because the character is not the most like, oh, I really like this guy. I can't wait to spend more time with them. Uh, but I think the performance, I like that's that. There's a reason why he's in the five. I thought he was great in it. Uh, like a lot of Linklater things, like doesn't really force its hand in terms of what it's trying to say at all. Is just quietly like really fucking deep about a lot of different stuff over the course of its runtime, but doesn't shout any of them at you. Just is like, hey, just quietly contemplate these things and like, just enjoy some good performances. I had a great time with it. It's a pretty downer movie, pretty fucking sad. Not a good, not no good vibes with this one. But not like a
It,
depressing watch, just not like a.
he's like end of his
It's
career,
almost
right? He's like end
uh
of his career, kind of washed up at
and
that
so
point.
it's Lorenz Hart, who was the former partner of Richard Rogers of Rogers and Hammerstein, which of course people will know more than anything else. But before it was Rogers and Hammerstein, it was Rogers and Hart. Uh, and yeah, so it's on the eve of the opening of Oklahoma on Broadway, which is the like first big breakthrough Rogers and Hammerstein musical, which kind of like kickstarts their career and reinvents the Broadway musical, et cetera, et cetera. So it's the eve of that, and Lorenz Hart leaves the premiere to go to Sardi's, the famous New York bar, and get trashed and bitch about the fact that his former creative partner is now going on to bigger and better things. And yeah, it's also like a couple months before he's found dead, which they set up at the opening of the movie. Not a spoiler. Um, but yeah, the context of like, okay, this guy may not know he's like right near the end, but he doesn't have like much longer past this night, and it's just one evening after he leaves the play. That's it. Bobby Cannavale's the bartender, really good in it. Uh, Andrew Scott, the hot priest from yeah, who we kind of in Knives Out were like, eh. I think it was because he was putting all of his effort into this movie,
Okay.
which he's fucking fantastic in. Um, but yeah, it's an acting showcase. I mean, it's literally what it's there for. And it did its job. I really really dug it, and it's very again, it's in the no frills kind of Linklater mode where it's like it's period, but because it's single location, it's pretty easy to achieve the period vibe they're going for, and it's not particularly showy, but it's just I really enjoyed it. It's good. But yeah,
Okay.
be in the mood for it. It's not a fun time.
Did you see Ethan Hawke's? Oh, I just saw this today. Then the next one he's got coming out, The Wait.
Oh yeah, with Russell Crowe.
Dude, yeah, so pumped for that.
Pretty much at the point where if it's a wide release, if it's not something I have to like wait on VOD for, because he does still do a lot of like small movies like that pretty consistently. But if it's like if it gets a decent theatrical release, I will pretty much see anything he is in these days. He has just over time become one of my
He's on a
favorite
heater.
guys. Yeah,
He's on a heater right now. It's
yeah.
like
Are you gonna be excited for Lowdown season two?
Oh yeah. You know what I was also just thinking?
What?
He'd be so good on True Detective.
Yeah, dude.
He'd be so
dude.
fucking good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
And he, have you
Who's the other 90s king that you would pair him with? That's my question. Who's the other 90s
Um,
indie movie king? Buscemi?
I don't know, man. Um,
Buscemi and Hawk? No?
do you okay? You said like indie, but like,
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah,
yeah,
Joaquin would make sense age range wise. I don't think you could ever, ever. Get Joaquin Phoenix to do television though. That's the biggest thing. I'm like, I just don't.
You have to
He
trick
seems
him.
like one of those guys who is truly like, no, no, I don't do that.
You have to trick him and like just shoot it like it's a movie and then cut it. Do a
Jonathan
bunch of
H.
yeah, just to do
Why's this shoot been 6 months long?
do a bow finger like he doesn't know he's in it half the time, and then like oh dude, could you imagine if they remade Bowfinger today with like literally anybody? How ridiculous it would be. I don't
Dude,
know if
speaking
anybody's
of,
seen it,
since
but
you're a landman guy, Gavin, what about Billy Bob Thornton
Oh,
in,
Billy
in True
Bob and True
Detective? I
Detective
would
would be
fuck with that
dude, that
incredible.
so
would be
hard.
so fucking good, dude. But he's got to be the stoic, quiet one. He can't speak more than like two lines. He's got to be the McConaughey type. It's just
But
like
that's what he does best, though, is talk it
is
up.
talk shit. Yeah, I love
Did I send you
it.
guys the Bad News Bears clip? I was crying. I totally forgot about him cooking
It's
Bad News Bears.
Dude,
Richard Linklater.
you guys were talking about the rip a second ago, and I saw some reel where it's like it was Ben Affleck talking about when they met him, and he was like, "Oh, they give y'all like half Oscars because y'all you wrote half of that." Like but he did. Billy Affleck did a really good Billy Bob Thornton impression, and I was like, "What the hell, man?" Because like my dad started off with that. He started the whole Landman thing, and so he was pumped that Sam Elliott showed up, and I'm like, they're 11 years apart, and no,
My
but like
father and son.
it just works that like yeah, Sam Elliott is that old. He is like 80 something years old. It's like yeah.
Well,
Bill
you
Bob Thornton's
also
not that
believe
young
that
either.
Sam Elliott like could impregnate someone at age 11.
Yes, you
Just
do.
Yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah.
Just
that
his
happened.
He's
mustache
that
alone,
manly.
That
his
happened.
mustache alone could have done that.
Yes.
Dude, yeah,
Uh,
Speak
watching him talk about sunsets on Landman is about all you need just to get pumped up for your day.
Yes, 100%, dude. Anything that man, any line he has, it's so like
You're
that.
fucking
It's perfect, perfect casting as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if any we no one I've seen it. It was a blind spot. It was when we were trying to like find like gems from different places and like show them to each other. But I found you probably I don't know you probably heard of it. Shakedown with him and Peter Weller from the from like it's either 88, 89, where he plays an undercover cop and Peter Weller plays a DA. It's out
yeah,
there. It's crazy, but it's
it's
pretty
like a
good.
buddy. It's not a buddy cop movie. It's a buddy lawyer cop movie, but
Right?
it's
Yeah,
basically a buddy
buddy cop
cop
movie.
action movie. It's real.
Yeah.
It's actually
and
pretty fun.
it's good though.
Oh, it's
Shakedown,
so good,
yeah,
dude.
it's a good
Shakedown.
time.
It's so
It's a
good,
good
dude.
time.
It's so yeah. I
I
definitely
just watched
recommend
Gavin's saying it's so good. It's good. It's a good time.
it. It's good.
It's a
I
good time.
well, I
I'm
just
trying to
watched
set your expectations appropriately.
so
It's a
we've been
fun
using
time. It is definitely a fun time.
we've been using Chat GPT to basically find like good crime thrillers, things like that.
You could just
And
ask our group chat, bro. Like
I should, I should, I
you don't
should.
have to
And
waste
then
water
but
asking Chat GPT.
but then compare the two to see what's
Well,
better.
well, but what's awesome is I got Yuli's Gold, which I'd never seen out of Chat GPT,
Peter
and
Fonda.
it
Yeah.
was fucking great. Kind of, it was just such a weird slow burn, and I was like, this is just it. But it, be having grown up in the '90s,
That was like all over either Sundance or IFC back when we had the Stars package back in like middle
Yeah,
school.
and
I
I
just
just
bet Yuli's Gold was like always on.
Yeah.
I don't
and
know.
I just remember it for the box at Sycamore. I could not tell you a thing about that movie at all. I just know Yuli's going, yeah, Peter Fine. That's it. That's all I know. Just the fucking box cover. That's it. I
Evan,
couldn't tell you a thing about it.
you ever seen Lone Star?
Oh, I
Oh,
love Lone
dude,
Star. I'm a
fucking
huge Lone Star guy. I fucking love that movie. Yeah, that's like right up my alley. I sometimes when we give Chat GPT a prompt, I'll throw things like that. I'll like, what's a movie that's like Lone Star, True
Have you
Detective,
ever
whatever. I'll just throw
seen
in.
One False Move?
Is that the one with Sean Penn?
No.
No,
That's no, oh my God,
no
which one is
sudden,
that with?
not no
Is that
sudden
No
move.
Sudden Move? No,
yes.
No,
that's
that's
Soderbergh. Hold on. At Close Range is
at
Sean
close range.
Penn
Then
and Christopher
Christopher
Walken,
Walken, true story.
which is good. But no, oh my God, now I lost it. What did I say?
One false move.
One False Move with Bill Paxton and Billy Bob Thornton, written by Billy Bob Thornton, or co-written
Oh
by
yeah,
Billy
yeah,
Bob
No,
yeah.
I have seen that. I saw no, that's Chat GPT gave me that one, and we watched
Okay.
it like the next day. See, I should have just asked the group chat.
Again, yeah. I can make these connections too. If you tell me two movies you like, I can tell you three or four more that you probably would like.
What's the movie where the girl's dead body is by the lake and the teenagers keep bringing their friends back to see the dead body and they know who the killer is? What's that name of that movie? It's the 80s
River's
movie,
Edge.
River's
Yeah,
Edge.
River's Edge. Yeah.
Fucking fantastic. I was just thinking about that one the other day because it's kind of like falls into these categories.
This okay, all right, this has nothing to do with what you're talking about, but just popped in my brain because it was on TV the other day, and somebody was talking to me about like how we couldn't watch TV now, but we grew up where you couldn't pause TV, and I said, I was at my parents the other morning and we made breakfast, and I paused searching for Bobby Fischer, and then I came back and watched the whole movie, and this was like before the arc where he's like, questioning what he's going to do again. Like he sees Larry Lawrence Fishburne, but he doesn't go talk to him in Washington Square Park. But I paused that on a movie channel, got up and had breakfast with mom, dad, and Maverick, and then I came back in and sat down, finished the whole movie, and then I got my mom's car and I went and ran some errands. But I I don't think you can't make movies like that anymore. Like you got Ben Kingsley in there, and Larry Fishburne shows up, Chaz Palmer, like they just
And like it had a budget and it was shot on
yes, it
film
did.
and like
Yes,
they
it
released
it
it in like
looked and
500
it
theaters,
yes,
And
and it
and it
and it
looks
shot more than 14 days in a row.
yes.
yes, and they actually took their time to shoot it. So,
They
they got
probably
some really
rehearsed.
good performances.
They probably fucking rehearsed. It's like you can't do that anymore. And the thing that blows my mind, I forget about it. The little boy that's his friend at the end is the Indian in the cupboard kid, Omri. I'm like, oh
Aubrey,
yeah,
yep.
that's yeah. And then of course I'm like, I gotta find out where can I watch Indian in the cupboard. Did they make any other sequels? Because they made a couple books, but did they make any sequels? And like,
No.
yeah, I just it that movies like that weird like 90 to 95, I don't know, you're talking indies, Noah, and it's like once those start becoming a thing, I think more and more studios like, we don't got to spend all this money on like this stuff. We could just give it to them to make something for cheap, and we might get a better return than whatever we lost on searching for Bobby Fischer.
Yeah, it
Like
all
it's
used.
just it's just crazy.
Yeah, that
Well, there used to be
style
these
of
things
kid
called
movie
mid
does not.
majors.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now it's a
literally
monopoly. Now it's a monopoly.
entire studios that it was like all we do is this. All
Yeah.
we do is the $30 million family drama that we know will make 50 and we're comfortable with that. We
Yep.
don't need to make any more money than that. Uh but yeah, no, now I guess if you're a young boy, it's like, well, they all watch the superhero stuff, right? And if they don't want watch the superhero stuff, then they watch the Pixar movie or whatever the animated thing is because they're a little bit younger. But like there's no, yeah, where is the middle ground live action? They just don't exist for for kids that age anymore. I feel like even in the early 2000s they were still doing your like Diary of a Wimpy Kid and like shit
Oh, they're
like that.
still
We're
out. Yeah,
still
they're all still out there.
I know those
Perks
are
of a
still out there, but
Wallflower,
I
I
feel
think,
like
is one of them.
they're mostly like, you know, I feel like they're mostly to streaming now. I guess those still exist, but again, they're, you know,
They do. Like what's his name? Dustin from Stranger Things was in one about trying to get into college, which had some twists and turns and was a great movie for Paramount. But it was
Does Lady Bird count? Does eighth grade count? Or are those too high? Oh, those are more for adults, probably, I guess.
yeah, I mean, I think both of those are rated R. Pretty
Are they
sure.
right there?
Pretty sure.
Edge of 17 was
oh, I
okay.
love the
That's
Edge of
yeah,
17.
that's in there. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been going back and like doing all the old, like I'm just trying to get it prepped for like when he starts paying attention of like I said through probably about 4 or 5 hours of Goof Troop the other day on just because like he was into it. Every now and then he'd look up and be like, huh, and he wasn't asking to watch Bluey, which I some episodes I can't watch anymore. But like I was like, okay. And then we've gone through all the old stuff that I've gone through as a kid. I've like prepped to him now to be like, this is what you might want to be into, not this thing. And I'm gonna try my hardest to like skip things that I know are just like too too new. Like I want to build up from like, and there needs to be like a solid base, good
Rescuers
fundamental
Down
stuff.
Under or
Right,
Rescuers.
exactly. Rescuers, all the classic Disney
Yeah, keep him
animation,
on 2D before you
2D
like
for yeah,
blow his eyeballs out
yeah,
with like a Pixar movie.
yeah.
I got to make a plug for Zootopia. I finally saw it recently with
With the first one?
Isabella. Yes.
Okay, I love the
And
first one. I haven't seen the second one
I
yet.
was like, this is excellent. I get why this thing made whatever $1 billion
Mhm.
or whatever it made. I mean, it's fantastic. I was as entertained as she was, so maybe more. But
Yeah.
for what that's worth, if no one's seen it,
I need to.
I haven't watched all those Despicable Me movies, but like the one I put on the other day on Netflix for him, he loved or no, it was Minions. He thought they were hilarious, you know. And it's like I knew they were a thing. I remember Despicable Me, and I remember the third one. And there's apparently a ton of other stuff in between that I blanked on. But it's like
There's a whole TV show.
yeah,
There's
I didn't
Trey
know there was
Parker plays one of the villains.
Yeah,
yeah
it's the
I
third
did,
one. Yeah, yeah.
and I didn't know like
Those are
like
all pretty solid. I don't know how I
yeah.
ended up seeing all of those, but yeah. Yeah, all
That's
pretty solid.
Yeah, I gotta have a good base. Like I'm gonna do like when he starts getting into like reading stories and stuff, I'm gonna be like, okay, we're gonna go watch. We'll read Treasure Island, but I want to show you like the OG Treasure Island. Yes, there's Treasure Planet. It's still kind of 2D, kind of whatever. But like I want to show him all the classic stuff that we had as like a solid foundation. So it's like, okay, I can see the beginning, where we got to, and where we're at now, and I can pretty much assume that like what we had was better than what we have now. Not that what we have now isn't better, but I just feel like some stuff now is just too, it's too Michael Bay. It's too
That's
baked into
why
like really
again,
super quick. You
I
yeah.
I'm like I demand that you expose the kid to Miyazaki as early as possible to like
Yeah, no.
reset his brain so that it's not something that's just screaming at him constantly and that
Yeah,
he
no,
can actually like learn to chill out and relax with a movie.
that's what Becky was like. What's
That's why
this
I gave
about?
you
And I was like,
Totoro for
yeah.
Christmas because that's the easiest one to just throw on and he'll be like, "Wait, what is this? I
Noah.
don't know." And then as
Noah's
soon as
giving
he sees him,
no.
he's gonna be like, "Oh, is this my new
Noah's
best
like
friend?"
Skarsgård in sentimental value every time he gives Mav a Christmas gift or a birthday
What was it? The
gift. He's
piano
like
teacher, and what was the other movie?
the
Oh
piano
God.
teacher. Yeah. Yeah. Noah's
Uh,
like, this is a Korean horror movie that was made in
yes, this is
1985.
Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. This is part one in Park Chan-wook's
A little
Vengeance
movie called I
trilogy.
Saw the Devil.
Yeah.
I know you're only 5, but
You want to
Oh,
mess them
you
up for life? Show them the never-ending story when Artax goes into
That too. I
ah,
was
command.
gonna
dude,
say
yeah.
that's the other danger spot with some of the live action kid
yeah,
movies is
exactly.
like they're actually really intense. Some of them.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
good. Like I went through today, or no, yesterday when Becky got home, I was like, I just threw something on, and it was Masters of the Universe, and I got to the credits, and I paused it because I realized the people she lived with had named their cat Evil In. I was like, oh, this is Masters of the Universe, and Becky's like, what is that? And I was like, you were born in 1985. You're a kid in the 80s, and you don't know the terrible canon Dolph Lundgren like Masters of the Universe. You don't know this? I don't. No, I don't know what this is. Okay,
Well,
just read the name of the cat, and I'll explain all this to you later. Because I watched that they dropped a He-Man teaser or
Did you
whatever.
see who it is
Who?
playing Evil in?
No.
Alison Brie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which
Who's the bad guy?
I thought was
Who's the
actually pretty good casting.
who's going to be Skeletor?
I don't know. He's just fully CG, so I don't know who's doing the voice. But yeah, fully
I think
CG
it's
Oh,
Idris
Skeletor.
Elba, but I'm not sure.
Is it
oh,
Idris? Really?
Or is he Man at Arms?
I thought it was Jared Leto. Just
Oh
because
well, that cat's in
Go to.
everything, and he just sucks the
go
life out
to
of everything.
so me. I don't know if Noah sent me the meme, but or the video, but it's just like every CEO of a studio right now. Jared Leto, guys. Yep, Jared Leto. Jared Leto. Which I did watch Tron Ares, and I I'm gonna be one of those guys, man. I love Tron, and I liked it, and I'm not gonna defend it. I won't defend it one bit, but I enjoyed it. I loved it. Not
I
loved it. I liked it.
I I love Tron. Tron was the first movie that I rented on the beta, uh, back in
Dude,
1983.
I thought you
Explain
were
beta.
joking. It is Jared Leto?
It is Jared Leto.
Dude, no bullshit.
I
It
was
is
just so,
Jared Leto as
That's
Skeletor.
incredible.
Yo,
Oh my
what
god!
the
Would
fuck,
I was
dude?
just making a.
Take it. I thought you were fucking
I
joking.
was, dude. I was making a
They
joke to
can't
play up the
help
meme.
themselves.
They
They
cannot, man.
can't help themselves,
Oh my
He's
dude.
like the
God.
richest man on the planet right now. It's like
What the fuck,
just
dude?
The fact that that guy's like he he just wants to be a musician. Just let him go be a musician. on his little island with all of his fans. Like, don't keep putting him
Tim
in
Robinson,
movies.
the money is simply too good.
It's too
It's
good.
simply
It's
too
simply too,
good.
dude. Evan, no one gave me a shirt with that on it. Like, it's literally Tim Robinson, and it just says driving crooner. It's simply too good. Like
It's
Becky's like, you can't wear that anymore. It's like, I'm wearing it everywhere. Every time we go out with you, I'm putting this shirt on. Just you and me, I'm wearing this one. That's hilarious, dude. I did not know that was
I
true.
mean,
I was
literally,
just making a
I,
joke.
I'm so curious if they're like, oh yeah, he did like full on like motion capture. He was there on set because I'm like, dude, if it's literally a voice, like you guys could have just like quietly paid him his fee and recast him with all of the, the back. It's like there's a reason why Tron kind of fucking completely flopped at the box office.
Oh my God.
But
Like it hurt to watch it.
yeah, man. But yes, Idris Elba will be Man at Arms.
Yeah.
Alison Brie as Evil Lynn,
It could
and
be awesome.
Kristen Wiig as Roboto.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Is
and I
Fisto in this movie?
Fisto.
I hope Fisto's not in this movie
I'm not.
because he fists people.
I'm not
Take from that
seeing
what you
him.
will.
We do have Ram Man.
Ram
Ram
Man,
Man.
Ram Man, like he just rams people. He doesn't fist them.
We got. Hold on. We got Triclops. Hold on. Let me get to the full extended class. Uh, we got Mechanic, Trapjaw, Ram Man, Triclops, Moss Man,
Mark
Hussein,
Ruffalo as Ram Man.
Pig Boy, and Mark Ruffalo as Ram Man.
This is not 1989. He's got
That
to
would
pass
be
that.
so fucking
Oh my
funny.
God.
Just a really like deep bench of like respected
Just
Academy Award nominees in the Masters of the Universe.
$200 million movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes your
It
friend
only
says a
cost
little
60
more.
to make. The rest of the money was spent on getting all these people to come in here and do it.
Truly, truly.
We got AI to do everything else but them, and that's why the budget's $200 million.
Seriously, that trailer not discernible from an AI fan trailer. Not even kidding.
No, no,
Not
yeah.
even
That's what I
half
was afraid of.
joking.
I haven't actually clicked on it because I thought it was another AI.
Yeah,
It
I was like,
truly,
is this?
that's what it looks like, Patrick.
I
It's
don't
very,
go on Facebook much, and that is like the first thing that I came up on Facebook. It's like, this isn't legit. Like, this isn't a studio thing. This is something somebody made in their free time. And then I realized that no, that's not it. This is the thing. And I was like,
this is
oh,
the
okay.
the real trailer. They
Yeah,
mean
because
this. They
for me
mean
it showed up
this.
in my YouTube shorts. It keeps showing up, and the AIs have been showing up along with the Stranger Things conformity gate re-endings.
Oh God, yeah. The Evan, are you familiar with this?
No, no,
The
no.
portion of the Stranger Things fan base who were so bound and determined that like that wasn't the last episode. There's this secret final episode, and all we saw in the finale, it was all a dream. And you see, like we can connect this to this, and like we people literally reading in like a secret code to the show that did not exist, which was pretty much borne out when they released this documentary on Netflix afterwards in which the Duffers pretty much continually revealed that like they didn't know what the fuck they were doing in the final season. It was not they didn't even have finished scripts for most of it as they were like shooting it. Like it was
But
truly oh yes, go ahead,
but the
Patrick.
thing that has led to this continuing is that they dropped that documentary on the day that they predicted the real finale was coming. So the real finale's still out there. We're going to get a tease on Super Bowl.
Listen,
They're
the
still doing this shit? I
Yeah.
thought it had died now. They're
No,
okay,
no,
they're
no.
so now they
I
are
I just I
truly
just I just want to say
they're
one thing.
rapture predictors. They just
We
keep
haven't
moving the goalposts.
Yeah.
we
Okay,
haven't
good.
talked about the end of Stranger Things, but one of the reasons why I will always love this show, there's a throwaway line between two guys talking about, did you see Reggie? He just went off, man. The day that Reggie Miller premiered for the Pacers is the same day, November 6th, that all that stuff was supposed to happen in Hawkins. And it's like little shit like that. I'm like, you know what? I get mad at the show all I want, but I'll never get mad like to the point I'm like, I'm done with it because of little tiny shit like that. Like I went and looked it up and they were it's like Reggie. I think I'd be talking about Reggie Miller for the Pacers. Go and look and it says start date for the Indiana Pacers, November blah blah 1986. I was like, holy fucking shit. If any, I don't know. It's not a coincidence. It had to be written in there somewhere, but it's just little shit like that. I was like, you know what? people can say what they want. I'll have my feelings about it, but I'm never gonna like totally shit on this show because like little tiny things like that just they make me happy. I don't know why.
Although
No one cares about stuff like that, but here we are.
apparently, from the younger cast, they kept saying, and the Duffers would be saying that this song was going to happen, and then they would get corrected by Winona Ryder by saying, "No, that song didn't come out till 2 years later. You cannot
Exactly.
do
Yes.
this."
Awesome.
I love that. I would love if there was anybody who had a camera rolling that she could be like, nope, nope, didn't happen. Nope, that didn't. Yeah, no, that song didn't come out until Maya. I was shooting a movie with your dad actually, and it came out then.
But yeah,
Uh,
so much with the conformity gate, guys. It cracks me up every time. Like it cycles through. Like I won't see anything for 3 days, and then bam, there they are with. If you see this, you won't see this after such and such a date because it'll be true, and then I'm seeing it 7 days later.
But
interesting.
did anybody watch His and Hers with Bernthal?
I
And
haven't yet.
Yeah, I've
yeah,
been circling it though. I've been thinking about it. Not starting it.
it was pretty good.
Good. Oh, you saw it. It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, Becky and I watch it. She's all about like the. I didn't know it was a book, but she's all about like the limited Netflix things with stuff. I was like, okay, we can sit here and have it on. I was like, this is actually pretty good. Yeah, like I was genuinely like because we watch them and we try to be like, okay, well, it's gonna be this and it's gonna be that, and like Pablo Schreiber shows up. Like obviously you got Bernthal, and then what's her face? Is it Tessa Thompson or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so like, it's like, okay, well, these three are here. I'll come to let's see what's happening. And just where it goes, we kept going back and forth every episode because it's only six. And it's like, oh, what's gonna be this? Gonna be that? Nothing. Because we pride ourselves and be like, oh yeah, this is Netflix is for everybody, so we should be able to figure this out pretty easily. And it didn't, and that was kind of surprising. So I appreciated that about it. Whereas like uh
Used to me.
the whatever the what was the one with Matthew Reese, the killer, the Beast in Me.
He
Yeah,
just
Beast in
said
Me. Yeah,
Used to
that.
right.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
used to
just
me.
said that's right. Yeah. That one it was kind of like okay, kind of I could see kind of where it was going relatively easy, but this one I was like, this is a little bit
Every
more of a
once in a
stretch.
yeah. I think yeah, some of those little mini series, like I know nobody saw Black Rabbit, but like I kind of dug that one too. Like they pump out occasional mini series that are not bad. They're like definitely watchable on Netflix. I mean, they're not HBO like premiere television type shit, but they're like solid enough to enjoy, like, you know what I mean, casually watching it in the evening and stuff, you know. But yeah, still, I don't know. When's the last, was Ozark the last? I mean, obviously Stranger Things, but Ozark, was that like the last really big hit Netflix show
I mean,
that just
Squid Game is
Yeah,
post Ozark.
yeah, but didn't was Squid Game something they commissioned, or was that something that was already like around and they just bought, or is it like
So
full on? I don't know. I
I
never
mean, we don't
looked.
have to go into the whole thing, but it was originally going to be a movie. He tried to shop it around as a movie for a while, and
Okay,
then eventually, I'm pretty sure, in the midst of Netflix expand, specifically trying to target foreign markets and like
yeah,
expand.
they just want to
Um,
be number one
they were just
no matter
accepting
what.
pitches, and so he converted it into a series pitch. And I'm pretty sure that was, yeah, essentially like pitched to Netflix and developed essentially in house for whatever,
Yeah,
budget they assigned it. So yeah, occasionally they still have those, and then Adolescence was the most watched show in the history of the
that's right.
service, right?
yeah,
I mean, yeah.
as well it should be,
So
and like
yeah,
props to
so
all the people
they
who
will
won.
always still, you know, occasionally, like we said, the shotgun approach.
Something's gonna
There's
hit
gonna
event.
be there's gonna be a lot of crap in there, but every once in a while they just hit the nail on the head. I think we can wrap it up for this evening.
Yeah,
Gave the Bone Temple its due, and got excited about some upcoming stuff. We will be back next time, I guess, with a pit check-in, uh, and maybe a Fallout season 2 wrap up, I believe.
yeah.
I think that's next on the docket. But oh, excuse me. At some point, we gotta do Oscar predictions now that the nominations are out.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So maybe
Why don't
that's
we just
next
plan to
week.
do that
Yeah.
next week?
Uh,
Just a Oscar check-in.
yeah. Oscar check-in, which will literally just if everybody can't hop on, that's all good. You can still make your ballots at home, but we'll go through the nominees and kind of talk through them, and you can make your predictions accordingly. You don't have to like voice them on mic unless you want to. Um,
You guys should reference the Kalshi prediction market
well,
scores
yeah, I
and
mean,
stuff.
honestly, if you want to do the like the betting angle of it and have all of the, what was the one they were using during the Golden Globes? Fucking Polymarket? What was it?
Polymarket's a big
It was
one.
like
Yeah, Polymarket.
integrated into the Golden Globes. Yeah. So yeah, we'll I think that'll be next. We'll schedule that off mic, but yeah, we'll do our Oscar predictions episode, go ahead and get those locked in. And maybe that'll also be another time to kind of kick around any lingering 2025 movies that we got to late, etc. But yeah, until next time for the Ark of E podcast, I have been Noah.
And I've been Gavin.
And we've been joined by my cousin, Mr. Patrick J. Blanchard, my friend, Mr. Evan Tuhig, and our departed friend at the moment, Mr. Brendan Riley. And until next time, thank you for listening to what we've been watching. Yeah,
I was
I thought you were gonna do Number of the Beast from start to finish, but
I was
apparently
gonna,
not.
yeah, that's where I was going. I'll just should we do some girls on film? Maybe a reflex? I don't know. Something Duran Duran to fade
I,
in.
yeah, I wish I could just
That'd be great
play.
to
I
have
wish I
music,
could
wouldn't
just
it?
play it, but Spotify are dicks.
I won't cry for yesterday. Oh, what?
Hey, the problem that I have found listening to the Sirius XM channels that I listen to is that
Mm-hmm.
A, I should be a much better dancer, and B, I am not as big a fan of Duran Duran as I thought I was.
See, I go again. I love how much you and I differ, cousin. Um, I I have only grown to love Duran Duran more and more year over year, where I'm
Oh,
just like,
I'm
they
falling out
got
of
so,
love.
I was like, they got so many hits, man. Like, they got so many absolute bangers. I can just throw on a shuffle playlist, and we're talking like 20, 25 songs that I'm just like, yeah, I'll listen to that again.
Without the videos, it doesn't work for me
Wow,
anymore.
boys.
All
See
right,
y'all next
later,
time.
dude.
Take care, guys.
Later, Evan.
Later.
I mean, I feel you. The videos are a huge component, but yeah, when he was first uh singing to himself in Bone Temple, I was like, oh, okay, I know this song, and I was not expecting three different needle drops
Yeah.
from them, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Love that he's again apparently a Duran Duran obsessive, but also makes time for Iron Maiden, and apparently was still like, yeah, I'll buy the Radiohead album. Like, I'll buy that too. I'll throw that in the rotation.
Not a big Radiohead fan.
I'm really not these days.
I only
On a personal level.
I only I
But
only like the first album.
that's a take. That
That's
is
the take.
definitely a take.
I mean that's when I interviewed them, so that's why I like them.
You interviewed them.
Yeah,
We
for
got it.
college
We got
on
a
a phone call.
college radio station, dude.
No, I was working for the newspaper, so it was a print article.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Do you still have that somewhere?
It's somewhere in here, yeah.
Is it archived somewhere? That would be. I would like to read that at some point. But yeah. And anything else, boy? I mean, this has already been cut at this point, and
Yeah.
and it is after midnight. I think I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah. I just trying to decide if I'm going to watch
What's up,
Dream
Gav?
with Fishes
What?
or Hell Comes
It's,
the
it's
Frog
after
Town.
midnight.
What about it?
It's after midnight.
Yeah, what about it?
Oh, nothing. It's
We're
fine.
going to let it
Worry
all
about
hang out.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
I'm fucking 38 years old, is what you missed.
Oh shit! It's 28.
I can never remember what day it is,
Yo,
motherfucker.
happy birthday! And I was also like,
Thanks, Noah.
dude, wait, is Tim's on the same day as yours, or is it the day before? And I fucked up and didn't tell Tim happy birthday.
I don't know, but I already have a friend who texts me happy birthday, and I didn't have the heart to tell her, like, sweetheart, it's tomorrow. So I'll text her tomorrow and be like, hey, thanks for the happy birthday, but it was actually yesterday.
All
Or it's
I
a day,
can
not
remember
yesterday.
is that it's in January and starts with a 2.
Yeah, it's clear. Yeah. It's nice because I'm the end of January. He's kind of the end of February, and then Becky's right at the start of March, and then we're done until we get to October, where every other member of my family is born.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. All right. You guys have a great night. I'll see you later.
You too.
Love you guys.
Enjoy 30
Love
days.
y'all.
Love you.
Later. I'll try.
Thank you.